Hi, Internet viewers. This is Frank Rauscher again. I just want to reiterate on the Q&A that I did. I'm gonna show you more of the painting for the chickadee to finish that up. But what I want to get back to is I had several subscribers comment back to me, and I'm glad to hear that and getting some feedback. I'm going to give you some more feedback on the Krylon spray, this one here. This is actually not the latest and greatest, as I had written down here. The Krylon spray is now called, it is a Krylon spray, but it's Color Max, M-A-X-X, and the number was K07120. Okay, now some of the information that I got from different people, and I'm just trying to pass it on. I had given you, I think Dick Blick was one, which is a art supply, and he probably handles all kinds of stuff, but he's one that has it, at least that I was told by Krylon. And also Amazon has it. And for one more that I found from one of my subscribers, they said that Lowe's carries it also. So I don't know if your Lowe's has it, but hey, that's another source to go after if you need be. And this is the latest Krylon spray. It's a sealer. The other thing I wanted to say, and I don't know how it works, but I'm going to pass it on. One of my subscribers also mentioned that friends of his use the Thompson's water sealer. Now, I don't know anything about it, but that's what he's claimed, and I don't know how that works. I also had another subscriber, and I'm just passing the information on. He used a satin finish Krylon spray. I don't know what the number of it was. And he was claiming that he'd rather use that after the painting is done. And the idea is we're not trying to seal the carving or protect the carving like you would with Krylon spray. Most Krylon sprays are the type that are covering the surface of whatever you're doing and protecting it as like a waterproofing. Okay, that's not what I'm trying to suggest here. They weren't happy with putting it on afterwards. And I know there have been people that have tried to seal the bird after the fact. And that's not my goal in recommending the sealer, the Krylon spray sealer, or any of the others. The idea is you have, if you had stoned it, your piece, or if you had burned it, the burning acts as a seal at some point, believe it or not. But when you texture it, maybe with stones or something like that, you're not really sealing it. You're just marking it and getting texture out of it. Some people can stone the whole bird rather than burn it too, and I haven't really shown that, because my method is I like to burn, so that's me. But like I said, there's a lot of people doing things differently on all of these carvings. Everybody has their technique, and I'm not trying to suggest that I got the perfect one. Trust me, I don't. But I'm going with experience of results, okay, that I've had before. The satin finish, I think, is what he was saying. He had some difficulty with it, if I understood him correctly. And the idea is I don't want to seal it after I'm done, because let me tell you something. When you paint with acrylic paints, especially like Krylon, it's permanent after you're done. It's not moving. Like Joe Sanyo paints need a fixative to be put in it, and it still moves like almost like a watercolor. You know, you could go back in and rework watercolors to some extent and take it out or put it in. I can't say I've used Joe Sanyo, but not like some people do. Some people are religious about it. It just depends on what you like. And there's a lot of good products out there. I used the Liquitex, but that doesn't say you have to use that. You can use whatever you have, you know, in the acrylic end. But the idea is we're trying to seal the wood with this spray. And what it does, it penetrates into, I'm trying to look around here. I had a piece that, I don't know what I did with it. That, here it is. Like this is the Wren, and this is unfinished, okay? Now, I'm going to be stoning the breast here, which is what we did on the chickadee. The chickadee's breast was stoned, and we didn't burn it. You can burn it too, but in this case here, I'm looking for that certain look. It's a little bit of roughness, and it's sort of smooth at the same time, and it gives a nice look of feathering. But the idea is when the wood is bare, and even though we burned it, the burning actually, to some extent, seals the wood. But the overall is, if you put water, or you put the wood into water, it'll swell, and you're going to lose some of the detail. Now, it all depends on the wood or whatever, and what we're trying to do is that Krylon spray is a sealer. We're looking for a sealer, not a surface protector. We're trying to get into the pores of the wood so that whatever you have, it soaks in, and then it's protecting you from water penetrating into the wood. And that's basically what we're doing. That's all. And that's all I'm trying to accomplish with the Krylon spray. And even if you used, and it's not my favorite, is, it went right out of my head right now. I'm trying to think of it. I'll think of it in a minute. It's the white substance. I can't think of it. You can use that, I said, to water it down and stuff like that. And my mind will get working here. I'll come up with the product. But that is again, it seals the wood, and it's penetrating, and that's what you're really trying to do. You're trying to protect the detail that you have on your bird or carving or whatever, and it gives you more of a control. I usually paint my birds with the titanium white Krylon. Titanium white Liquitex paint, and the reason why I use that is that I could go back after I paint and after I'm all done, and we'll say like this chickadee, if I wanted to put some shadowing in here, I could come in again with my burning pen, not real hot, and I can go in and texture and get some shadowing with real light temperatures back into the piece. And in some cases, it really makes it look great, but you got to experiment with it, and you got to watch the temperature ranges. And that's why I like the Liquitex titanium white, and I water it down, and that's why we put that undercoat. That's the thing I do. It just gives me a chance to shadow without paint some of the carvings, because I can burn back over it. Anything else you use is going to, especially white, is going to lift up, and that's why I use the titanium white. But I'm really trying to stop the penetration of water that you're using when you mix the Krylon, not the Krylon, the acrylic paint. And when you mix it, you're mixing with water, and when you apply, it could swell up, but that's why we seal it. So I've heard where people will put a sealer on top of the paint, and that's not what I'm really looking for. I'm not looking for any sheen on the bird or anything else. Generally, birds are flat somewhat. I'm not saying all of them doesn't have a sheen, but you're basically looking for a flat color when you're painting, and the acrylics will do that, and especially watered down. If you put paint directly from the tube onto your piece, it could have a sheen because it's so heavy, and the water will water it down so it doesn't come up that way. But if you went directly from tube to the carving, you could possibly get like a satin finish that I'm not looking for that, but hey, if that floats your boat, go for it, you know what I mean? And if you like to see a sheen on your piece, you could spray it afterwards, but I wouldn't recommend it. That's just me. So I just wanted to clarify some of the things. The Thompson's water seal that was recommended by one of my subscribers' friends, that could work perfectly. I just don't know. I can't tell you that that's going to be the end all. I just don't know. But I'm going to say it again. If anybody is out there that has other suggestions for other materials, I did get several comments, and I'm trying to relay that on to you. And I'm trying to give you as much information as I can on what works for you and what doesn't, and how it does it, and so on. And I hope I didn't confuse you anymore, but it's my way of handling what I like, okay? And that doesn't say that you can't make different changes and that suit yourself, but that's things you'll have to experiment with, and then you can proceed on with that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you on to the next step. We're almost at a point where we have a little bit of painting to do on the piece, and then we're going to start. I'm going to try to show you probably in the next video how to do the legs and how to make them, and we may get into some environment too, because I'm going to do something a little bit different on this chickadee, where I mounted it, and let me show you that, where I mounted this one on a base with some driftwood, and I put some, this is called reindeer moss, and if anybody's ever in any need of this, I do carry it, so I do have it, and it's really inexpensive. And if somebody needs any of this, I have that available. And if you wanted to set something up like this, that's fine, okay? But I'm going to do a wall hanging. So just to give you other ideas of how to set up your carvings. Not everything has to be on a base. I'm going to try a wall hanging. I'm going to show you how I approach them too. And there's different ways of doing it. I will be following up on that we'll do the feet. Then I'll probably do the environment as far as how to make things. But I'm going to show you how to make, or how I put together feet, okay, on the next video. But I'm going to wrap it up as far as the painting on the chickadee. So bear with me and I'll show you how to do that. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I got my paint tray out. This here is raw sienna. So I'm going to get raw sienna. And you just need a little bit. So I'm just going to touch that up in there. And that may be maybe a BB size. It's very small. I'm going to fill the cup about a third of the way up with water. I'm going to get my, I would say it's probably a number 6 brush or something like that. And I'm going to really blend that off. You want to make sure that all your paint is mixed up, so that it doesn't go streaking with some heavy paint in here. And I'm going to touch it on my towel here just to see how heavy it is. And I may water this down a little bit more. As I stated earlier here in the video about the sealant, so I hope I didn't confuse you any. And I'm really open for anybody else that has other ways of sealing things and stuff like that and their experiences with it. I'm open for it because I'm trying to get as much information out to you as I can. Like I said, I've taught for a number of years. I was sort of trained in a certain direction on how to do it, and I've adapted different things along the way. But hey, you gotta, as they say, gotta teach an old dog some new tricks here, and I need to learn some of it sometime. So I got my brush here. See how pale that came off there? That's what I'm looking for. What we're going to do is we're going to come in here and along, not right up to the throat area here where it's dark, but down about here, back to here, I'm going to come across and I'm going to get this mix, take most of the paint off my brush so it doesn't run hard. I'm going to hit it from here. Hope you can see this well. I'm coming in. And I'm brushing that in. I'm not trying to go right to the center. I just want to get this in here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Charge this up. If you notice, I'm down about maybe 3/4 of the way from the bib there. And then I'm coming back. I should shoot it not all the way down to the rump. It'll fade off before you get to the rump. So there's that. And then let me just do this one more time over here. Okay, like so. Shoot that down, but I'm shy of the rump, and I don't want to go all the way through. You do have white coming through here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is get my hair dryer, if you'll bear with me a second. bring this into play here. And when you're blowing the air across, you don't want to do it all across the paint or the brushes, so always aim it away. And we'll dry this. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to give it about maybe 2-3 washes. We'll see how strong and how fast they come. It's going to be more intense inside that area and not all over, okay? It'll be lighter out here, darker in here, and then lighter as you go out. And you'll see it develop, hopefully, that way. So I'm coming in here, just like that. Now, I'm going to show you a couple other things too. Let me rinse my brush out. Gonna dry it again. Now, one other thing I'm going to do, just to show you how to handle maybe a problem area, you can just get a little dab of white, and that's about a BB size too. And I'm going to clean my brush off here to get the color out. And I'm going to put, yeah, just not quite a third of a cup. Mix this pretty good. You want this a little bit heavier than that wash over there. That's why I didn't add as much water. But again, you want to make sure that the paint is pretty much dissolved into the water. You don't want it streaking. And what you can do is see if you can drag up. There's like some heavy stuff, so I think we're at a saturation point here that I got most of it where I want to be. Okay, so I'm gonna take my brush. Now, if any of you got real heavy on the edges out here and you went out further and you can just come in with the white and just come in, pick up a little of the paint, take more of it out than in, because you're in the white area here. And if you got too heavy on the ends, you can just touch it up and soften it out, okay? So that you don't have a hard edge. There's not like a line of demarcation where the paint and the white and the burnt, the raw sienna, excuse me, acts as like a line of demarcation. So I'm just going to just come in on the edges and just soften that edge, and you can do that with the white paint. Just pick it up and come in. Because it's all white anyway, you're just softening that out so it looks like it's blended very nicely. I hope I stayed in camera here on that. Now, I'm going to rinse my brush out again. I'm going to do a quick drying on the white. It shouldn't take that long to dry this because it's really light. Now what I want to do is I'm going to just get into the middle of that and hit it again. So I'm going to charge my brush up, take most of the paint out, And then I'm going to hit just inside here, closer to the wing and the mantle here. So I'll do the same thing again. And I'm going to stay inside, like so. Okay, I hope you can see that. So it intensifies up here, and then it fades as it goes away. And this is the brightest part right here, just inside there, just like so. Okay, hope I didn't get out of screen on that one. I tend to drift at times. So that is what we want to accomplish. Now, we should have everything where we want it. We have the mantle, which all of this from the cap and the breast, the throat area was blackened, and then we painted everything with Payne's Gray, and then we came back after we did a couple of coats of that. Then we put a coat of burnt umber on here, and you can see that's a little bit darker, and this is lighter down here. Then we came in and we highlighted the feathers, and you really need a small brush. This is a number 3, but it really holds its point, and that's the key, to have that point, rather than, you could probably do it with this, but you really gotta watch, because it tends to want to go wider. This one here is a thinner brush. It would allow you, even a number 2 would do it, but you could see how pointy this one is, and this was ideal for doing something like that. If you ever need any good brushes, contact me. I'll try to help you out. It's the same way with the blanks or kits, or even the feet that we're going to get into next. But this is what we're trying to do. We're just trying to intensify this area right in here. If I go in, I'm going to take most of the paint off, and you're just hitting the inside edge here on the third go around, okay, which is right in here. And you don't want to spread it out, just like that. And you want to try to keep most of them balanced out. And if it gets away from you, you always can get the white and come back in and enhance it a little bit. Okay, so there's your chickadee pretty much painted, okay, to where we want to be. And so what we're going to end up doing on the next video, I'm going to put this upside down and let that dry, rinse my brush out, like I said, and always just get your brush back to a point, and then let that sit and dry. And that's one of the ways to protect your brushes, so you don't get it ruined or anything else like that. Now, on the next video, we are going to get the legs ready, and we're also probably going to do maybe the environment, as far as how to set it up, how to get it onto a base, and not a base, but onto, in this case here, I'm going to have a wall hanging, so it's going to be like a plaque on the wall. So I think this will be interesting to see. I may even get into making the branch. Let me see how we go on that. I'll at least give you an idea how to do it. I have some natural vines that I'm also trying to consider using, and I don't know if that will be helpful, but I'm going to give you ideas on how to pull it all together. So hope you got something out of this video. If you have any questions at all, I would ask you to put some comments in the comments section, or I always make my email address available in there as well. So you could always write to me, and hey, I'm open for information that other people are doing too. So if you have another idea or another product that I'm not using that you would consider pretty good, let me know. I'd appreciate that. So again, I hope you got something out of this video. And if you did, I'd ask you to give me a thumbs up. If you would also subscribe to my channel, I'd appreciate that too. And if you have any friends or anybody that's interested, I'm doing birds right now, but I may switch around down the road here to do an animal or something like that. I've done fish, I've done elk, I've done a variety of stuff. And but birds are the main things I do. So I will probably concentrate on another bird here eventually. And if you have something that you may be interested in wanting to try to do, let me know. You know, I'm open for suggestions too. I'm not saying I'm going to grab all yours, but if somebody puts something in my head, maybe I'll consider that, and we'll march on to that. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. And if you need any products at all, let me know. If I can't get it to you, I'm going to give you sources, just like I did with the Krylon spray. So hang in there. Have some time painting. I hope you're enjoying it, and I'll see you on the next video.